Hello, I'm Ginny Piech Street, and today I'd like to show you how to cut a mat using the Logan Mat Cutter. So the first thing you want to do is you want to cut two pieces of mat board that fit into the frame you're going to use, and I have these pre-cut already. So then you put one aside, and the next thing you do is you pick a piece of artwork, and you need to center it in the piece of mat board that you're going to cut your window from. So I position it by eye first, then I pick up my tape measure and center it with the tape measure. That looks pretty good there. And I want to just visualize how much of a border around the outside I need, and it looks to me like I need 2 1/4 inches on either side. So I'm going to mark those 2 1/4. And I'm working on the back side of the mat board because the bevel will be on the front side of the mat board, the way the mat cutter cuts the mat. So it doesn't matter that I am writing on this. If it were the front, of course, I would not want to write on my mat board. Okay, let's do the top to bottom. Now on the top to bottom measurement, I like to push it up just a little bit to give the bottom a little more weight, so that the piece of artwork has a little something, kind of a little foundation to sit on. So I've got this just about right, and my measurements for the top and the bottom to leave a nice little window looks like 3 inches at the top and 3 1/2 at the bottom. So then I mark 3 1/2 here and 3 up here. Put my artwork aside, and I pull over the mat cutter. And this is a Logan compact mat cutter. It's a small one, but it's perfect for me because most of my artwork is small. Then you need to have a backing board to cut. And now I will position this in here, but by my measurements, I need to adjust the guide, and this piece that slides is the guide. So my first measurement is 3 1/2 inches. So I'm going to move this down to 3 1/2 inches. And make sure that your piece of mat board is solid against the guide. Then you take your pencil, and I'm going to mark it all the way across, because the pencil marks will be the guides that will tell me when to start and stop. My next measurement is 3 inches, so I'm moving this up 3 to 3. Put this in, pick up my pencil, make my mark, and then the sides are 2 1/4, so I'm going to adjust it to 2 1/4. Move it around, make my mark, and since both sides are the same width, then I'm just going to flip this over, and I won't have to adjust it on this one. Now, the Logan Mat Cutter will cut a bevel edge and a straight edge. This is the bevel cutter, and you can see that there's an angle which actually cuts the mat board at an angle. It has these little guides that fit right on this track, and you want to position it on top of your mat board and line up this little guide line here on the bevel cutter to match the line that you just drew in. So once I have it there, I hold it in place and I push down firmly with my thumb, and then the bar that goes across your mat board, you give that a little pressure and that'll hold your mat board in place. And now I want to move it across until I get to my next line. So that's what I'm going to do now. Slide it across and stop at the next line. And since these two sides are the same measurement, I'm going to flip it over and cut the other side while I have it, so I won't have to adjust it again. Line up my lines, push down, and cut. Okay, So now that's my two sides. And I'm just checking to make sure I cut all the way through. Now I need to adjust it to 3 inches. So I slide this back. Line up my lines. Then I need to adjust it again to 3.5 inches. Again, making sure that it's all the way back against the guide. Position the bevel cutter. And if you've done it right, the hole will just fall loose like this. So now let me see how it looks with my piece of art. So I get my backing board and I line up the two pieces. And remember, I made the bottom a little heavier than the top, so the artwork has a little bit of a foundation to sit on. And there you go. And so I'm Ginny Piech Street, and this is my Logan Mat Cutter. And thank you very much for watching.